Good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We shall rejoice. We shall be glad in it. I am so glad to be with you today. I own BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting. Yeah, I'm home. Oh my gosh. I am in the big black chair myself. Yeah. But super excited. So we're in a series. Ooh, yeah, we've been in the middle, in the middle. So we've last week was people in the middle, what people we need, and then this week is pruning in the middle. Leviticus 25:3 says, 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, that means work, toil, and then 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard and gather in the fruit thereof. Now, pruning doesn't sound too fun to me. Welcome. But pruning doesn't sound too much like fun to me. But let's talk about it real quick. So let's talk about pruning versus purging versus destroying. Now, I'm a city girl. Now, I don't know too much about yard work. I tell people all the time I have a black thumb, literally and figuratively. I don't have a green thumb. Mr. Royston, any plants that you see in our home are brought to you by Brian K. Royston, Brian Royston Enterprises. He not only knows how to plant them, get them started from a seedling, from a plant from somewhere else. He talks to them. Oh yeah, he's all about it. And then he scolds me because I don't talk to plants. No, I'm talking to computers. I'm creating stuff. I'm writing books. What in the world? I'm not talking to no plants. They can't talk back, but they talk to him. So he's the plant whisperer. So when he's usually pruning, he's usually starting um, either a new seedling from an existing very thriving plant, which if you ever been in our living room, there's plants going everywhere. Or sometimes, he's pruning, he's taking off the dead leaves just in case. And usually the dead leaves have happened here because I didn't talk to it, I didn't give it a light, I forgot to water it. It's just not my ministry. So I give the plants out of here, give them to him. I can have probably fake ones if I wanted something green. But the pruning happens to really help the life of the plant. Purging happens. I've been in a pruning season where you cut back and it looked like ain't nothing happening. Like, oh, you cut that off. Oh, okay. So sometimes the pruning was people. And we talked about people in the middle last week. But sometimes the purging is I went through a major purging season. I've talked about it before, but purging season where I had things that could not go into the next. It couldn't not go to the next season. So he had to purge them from me. I was clothes. It was a lot of things. And I had to purge it. And I gave it to other people. I had rings that I couldn't take into the next season. I know you think, what is jewelry? It has significance to God. Something I was attached to. I didn't even realize it. But anyway, so I took it to a pawn shop. The only time I've ever been there. Took it to a pawn shop, got whatever money was. God said, don't even care what amount. Don't haggle. Just get rid of it. And then there was a time where there is a time, it has been a time, and probably will be again, times where I had to destroy things literally, pruning and purging, there's still roots going in the ground. There may be leaves going up. But when you destroy something, it's either burned, it's either put in the trash. You don't take it to Goodwill. You just destroy it. It's not good enough for consumption at all. You can't even share it with anybody. Some clothes you have and they have stains on them. You don't give well, I don't. Some other people, but I don't give those to Goodwill. If I'm not willing to wear it, it's too big, it's too little, then I destroy it. If it's something that's still good, I just don't want to wear it anymore, I give it to Goodwill. It can be recycled, it can be reused. But something that's destroyed, it is utterly, that just what the word means. It's eliminated from mass consumption, any kind of consumption. There is a platform for um, distribution for books, and you have the option, especially for bookstores, that if you distribute through this platform, bookstore buys it, and then they can't sell it, what do you want done with it? And one of the options is, of course, return it. And that's what I want you to do because I travel, I do events, even if they're local, I do events and I can sell my books. But then there is another option that says no, destroy. That means that the platform's not making any money, you're not either. The public's not going to get access to it. You just say destroy the books altogether. So they whether they incinerate them, put them in the dumpster, I don't know what they do, but it's destroyed. I never do that option, so I don't really worry about it. So you get the idea between pruning and purging because the pruning process is one that is to give you for greater fruit, for better fruit, to gather fruit. It's not tainted, it's pure, it's even better. You're going to gather even more fruit. And I come back and look, no, it's still not bearing no fruit. Now that's bearing fruit, but we're talking about you're pruning a vineyard, it's getting fruit. It's so that you can gather more fruit or gather the fruit thereof. So the first part about this is cut. Yeah, that cutting thing. Yeah. That pruning is cutting, it's painful. And sometimes in the middle, things do have to be pruned. They have to be cut back. If you're a business owner in business, small business, big business, I don't care, multi-billion dollar business, or only making $100 a month, you have to decide where you're going to cut. What are you going to stop doing and do more of? What are you going to do less of, do better in that? But you're going to have to cut out something. And one of the things over time, in the 17 years, I've had to cut out just hanging out, just to be hanging out. Because over time, I got busier. And over time, also, I've gotten older. I don't feel like it. I'm busy. I don't feel like I don't have the energy I had. Was in my 20s. Oh man, you could my 30s. Get on out the way. Where we going next? Where's the concert? How far is it? Where is it gonna have it? Who's gonna be singing? Where girl? But there are some things you have to cut out so that you can produce more. That hey girl, hanging out and just talking on the phone, chit chatting. I can do that every now and then, but I can't do that all the time because I got work to do. I got stuff I'm trying to do, things I'm trying to accomplish. That was a season of that. That was a time for that. So some things I had to cut out altogether. Some things you just have to cut back on. Staying up later, you got to go to bed earlier. Cut back on some of that. Cut back. Some things I eat, and I still like it, but I had to cut back on it. I can't eat that anymore. I don't want to eat anything and be sick later. Well, some people do, but not me. I had to cut cut back this, cut back that, being everywhere, every place at every time. Cutting back, deciding I cannot just be a voice and a mouth to just spew out information for free. I had to cut back on that. Yeah, because I realized you're taking up a lot of my time and you haven't paid me any money. You haven't added to my bottom line. You haven't added to my budget. And then when somebody does come that does want to work with me and does want to pay me, I'm wore out. I can't get to it because I'm held up. No, I had to cut back on that. I had to cut back on. Now I'm always here as a resource, but I have stores, I have books, I have courses, I have classes. You just want to pick my brain for free? Oh man, I had to cut back on that. I did. Because what ends up happening, my information is valuable. I do know that. I had to know my worth. I had to know, and some of you are like, I'm not in business. Well, but then sometimes you have to cut back what you do on your job. I had to realize if I'm going to have energy for doing outside, I had to do what my job required and going above and beyond. And was that really? No, I had to do my job and I did it well. But after that, what is required? What is, as duties as assigned? Well, some things I just didn't volunteer for, didn't raise my hand for, because I knew I had a whole nother life outside of that I was building and that I wanted to live. So I had to cut back on that. Some things, some expenses. I love to shop. I do. I enjoy it, but I'm in the clearance rack. I'm at the end of the season. I'm in the single digit stuff. The dresses for $7, $6, stuff like that. Yeah, no. I'm not even traveling in the circles where I need the hat, the shoes, and the bag and the gloves to match. I used to, but not now. Had to cut back on that. And then, cut with the knife. Ouch. And then you have to cut back, pruning. And then the cut back is for more. It's for more. So, just repeat that to yourself. I'm cutting back for more. More of my freedom, more of my rest, more of my priorities for me. Because time is a resource, it's limited. My energy is limited. I'm limited. Only God is infinite. Only God is omnipresent, can be everywhere at the same time. You can't. So you have to cut back to prioritize, where are my efforts going to go? Where should my money be directed? What should I be giving my attention and my time to? Yeah, I'm on social media every day, but I can't watch it all day long. I do business online, all that. I do that for business sake, but I do have to sleep. I do have to fold clothes, do laundry, clean the bathroom. Yeah, take a shower, you know, go to the run errands. You got to do all of that. So sometimes you have to cut back for more, for you to have more, for you to do more, for you to be more. And then sometimes that pruning process is for greater and a better harvest later. Greater for a better harvest later. Sometimes you have to invest. Sometimes you have to save your money. Instead of spending it here, you have to say, no, we're not doing that. No, I would have loved to spend the night, on some short trips. But I'm like, no, I can be home in my own bed. Don't have to give somebody 150, $200 for one night's sleep. Yeah. Them hotel stays is eating me alive. But I have to realize that I want greater and a better harvest later. I want to be able to keep my expenses low. And in this economy we in, you gotta watch every dime, every coins. Where are you spending your time? Now, some things you do sacrifice for. Sometimes after so long, you like, I deserve it. But you can't be doing the I deserve every single day. You can't do the I deserve Starbucks every single day. You can, but that later is gonna look, that bank account's gonna look yeah, later. You can treat yourself every now and then. You can ask for gift cards for Starbucks, and use them when you can, and let that be your gift, because that's the thing you enjoy, you like. Got to pick and choose. You may have to cut some things altogether, then cut back some other things, because you're cutting back for more. You want greater later, and we're living longer. Did you notice that? I saw a lady, I think it's one of my friends' churches. They celebrated one of the mothers in their church, if not the oldest mother in the church, 111 years old. That's a long time. Mommy, wow, 73 score and 10. That's way past that. And we bless the Lord for the life she's lived. But that's a long time to be on Medicare. That's a long time to be on Medicare. That's a long time. So being able to realize Jesus hasn't returned, he come in any second. He come in the middle of this broadcast, but he hasn't come yet. Hasn't returned yet. So it's our opportunity to occupy till he comes. So therefore, we have to be a good steward of what he put in our hands. And sometimes, until he does arrive, because believe you me, when he comes, I'm gonna drop this everything like a hot potato. Boom. He said, I'm coming. As a thief in the night. You ain't gonna know. No, don't even the angels know. Twinkle of an eye, and that's quicker than a blink. So we're talking about cut. Sometimes you do have to cut all the way out. Cut back. Cut back for more, because we want greater and a better harvest. And sometimes, I think this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Sometimes we're pruning because we do not have the capacity for the harvest, because you got too much on your plate. you trying to spin all the, that trick I used to see, in the variety shows where they be trying to spin so many plates in the air. You're not a comedian. You're not able to do all of that. You're not able to balance it all. So you do have to understand that that pruning is so that you can have a better harvest, but that you can sustain, maintain, and grow. Because Leviticus says 6 years you're going to sow, and 6 years you're going to prune. You got to cut it back because I can't give you more if you got a mess in your vineyard. It's all messy. I can't give you any more because you don't have no room for it. I had a teacher friend she's, they were, she was getting ready to get married, and they had decided they were going to live in her condo. It didn't matter. He moved in, they got married, moved in. And I said, well, okay. So since you're getting ready to have a husband, have you emptied any closets? Does he have a closet? You lived in there alone. Did you make room? Have you, I know he may have his own dresser drawers and everything like that, but okay, just in case you don't have room for his and yours, are you willing to make some adjustments to empty some drawers so he can have some space? Is there a closet he's gonna have? Is there, yeah. She said, oh, I didn't think about that. I said, I know you did. You just think about, oh my gosh, it's gonna be great in the wedding, and oh my gosh, it's gonna be uh-uh. Sometimes you gotta make room for the next that's coming. Gotta make room for God gave me a 3 to 5 year plan, and I'm in the three year plan now. He said, you're gonna go hard for 3. And then the last 2, I'm gonna give you a strategy. And so I'm in year 3 and I'm everywhere, but I don't know what that 4 and 5 year strategy is gonna look like. I have no clue. But I have to prepare for it now. I have to prune for it now for 4 and 5. And more importantly, not only pruning for activity, but pruning mentally. That I might not be going at 100-mile-an-hour speed. I may be going about 65. Yeah. And that's adjustment. So sometimes you got to prune yourself emotionally, prune yourself mentally, so that you can have something great. Sometimes you have to say, I think I might start going to bed about 10. Me, I'm in there. So that's late for me. Or if you're up at midnight, maybe 10, so you can get more rest and you can be more rested when you wake up the next morning. You got to decide that. The same 24 hours is going to be there, but it look like you can't get nothing done in them hours because you're sleeping too much or whatever. That's on you. Don't shoot the messenger. Pruning in the middle. We're headed somewhere. He's got somewhere for us to be until he returns and we transition from the mortal to immortality. We got things to do in the middle. Occupy until he comes. Keep moving until he comes. And there are some things we must prune. We must cut back, cut out, sometimes even destroy. I hope that helps you so that you can live your best life. Just coming up on at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. Be sure, and if you haven't done so, please download the free app. Go to Google Play or the Play Store and download the free app and just enjoy it 24/7. Great music, great, I don't know what's in my eye, but great music and fantastic, informative, educational, and sometimes funny programming. And so enjoy that. And then at 11 a.m., Spike Davis and Friends show right there on Envision. And then Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Book Business Boss Show. So that is my second show on envision-radio.com, where I am pouring 17 years, 17, excuse me, 17 plus years of writing, publishing, and promotion, and the business of books. And then season number 5, if the Lord lets me live, I'll be talking about turning your book into a business. So that's season 5. Season 4 is up. The majority of season 5, I still am in the middle of season 5. So tune in on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. The replays that I have so far from 1, 2, 3, and 4 are at the Book Business Boss podcast.com. That's bookbusinessbosspodcast.com. Find Julia Royston books at Next Chapter Bookstore, gift shop. Got one more bookstore that's coming up, but I don't have a contract yet, so I can't tell you about that yet. But Next Chapter Bookstore and gift shop in Ben's Boys, located 2711 Grandview Avenue in Greensboro, North Carolina. And then a Brew and Sip Coffee Bar, 2860 Packer Lane Way. I'm headed out there too as well. And update that inventory. Janami Bookstore, I talked to the manager. You need to call first before you go. So give them a call at 502-208, excuse me, 9625. That's area code 502-208-9625. Book Nerd Fam, find them on Facebook, which is a mobile bookstore. Find them on Facebook, Book Nerd Fam, and follow them at their upcoming events. If you have written a book and you are, we need to have a conversation about it. You don't know what the next steps, you just have some questions. Let's have a conversation at talkwithroyston.com. That's talkwithroyston.com. And the Creatives Collection, that's what I'm calling it. Jalen London and Jackie is out and available. Purchase all three, the entire set, just in time for back to school, just in time you can have your early Christmas present. Jackie, London, and Jalen, all available. Go to the RoystonRoyalBookstore.com. My bookstores are all in flux, so I'm adding new things. In the middle of creating as I say, a super bookstore. So go to Royston Royal Bookstore right now and take a look. That's my bio link site, and you'll have an opportunity to take a look at some of my latest things being released. I'm writing ferociously right at this moment, and so the Ask, Seek, and Knock series is there too as well, just in time for fall Bible studies. And I had some ladies special shout out to one of the General Association of Baptists in Kentucky conference, because they were purchasing the devotionals and the sets for their upcoming 2026 women's Bible studies. So thank you so much for always all your support, and I always thank you. So coming up with the continuation of the summer fall workshop series, I think we're still in summer. We get ready to head to fall. Coming up next is speaking about and from your book. Now, really quickly, because I know I'm running out of time and headed to 10 o'clock, but one of the things that I really encourage you, especially if you self-publish your book, independently, traditionally published, is authors struggle with speaking about or speaking from their book, speaking about their book. And we're going to start with that and then talk later about if you want to come up with a signature speech about your book. If especially struggles, even though I send the questions ahead of time, when I interview authors, they struggle with telling me about their book. So we're going to start there. So speaking about or from your book, that's coming up on September 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a 2-hour workshop. The first hour, we're going to be talking about speaking about your book, because I think that's really something critical and key that authors really struggle, like the why, and being able to convey that um, uh, clearly. And then the second hour, we're really going to be talking about from your book. What are 3 points that you want people takeaways from your book? How do you want to deliver that? How do you want to open your talk? Somebody said, give me 5 minutes about your book. What would you say? Okay. So register at roystonclasses.com. I'll have some other classes that'll come up at the end of the year. I'm going to give you, don't delay December. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it'll be something. It'll be something in December when people are enjoying the holidays, but we need to get or jumpstart in January. I don't know. I'll figure out something to call it. But right now, let's get some of the fall things out of the way. September 16th, and speaking about and speaking from your book. This week is a busy week for me, and next week is too as well. I guess every week is busy for me. The Black Expo Jeff Business Showcase is this Saturday. You still have time to register. Go to blackexpojeff.org /business showcase. That's from 9:30 to 5. If you're thinking about starting a business, if you started a business already and you need help, you need to be in the room, go register. $35. It's a no-brainer. And then Saturday evening, yeah, I'm gonna be up all night long. The Kentucky Black Nurses Association Gala, I'll be there with them that evening. And yes, I will have Nadia Wants to Be a Nurse. So if you know of nurses, you are a nurse, be sure and stop by my table, because that book is specifically in regards to the next generation, encouraging them to be nurses. All right. And then, oh my gosh, yes, August 26th to the 9th, 29th, I'm sorry, August 26th to the 29th. I'll be at the Church of God in Christ Shepherds Conference and Elders Academy in Raleigh, North Carolina. Meet me there. Go to COGIC or kojic.org for more details if you're in the Raleigh area. But meet me there. I'll have a booth there at the Shepherds Conference and Elders Academy. First time being with this specific group, not first time being with the Church of God in Christ, but this particular conference is my first time being there. I've got stop to make in Greensboro. I'll be at Ben's Boys probably next Sunday eating some dinner. And then I'm trying to swing through Charlotte or meet up with some clients and potential clients in Charlotte. So a lot going on for me. A lot going on for me. And then a last thing, and I'm going to stop talking, the Book Business Boss Profit Masterclass. Now, this is for those of you who are in business and we want to do profit planning for fourth quarter and even beyond into 2026. Let's look at the inventory that you have. And yes, I know it says Book Business Boss, but if you have a business and you want to be a boss, you can be there too as well. It doesn't matter whether you have written a book, which you should, but that's a sidebar. But if you are an author who has written a book and you're like, I got this box of books, I don't know what to do with them. I don't know how to sell them. Let's jumpstart and get into that. It's in the privacy of your own home. It's virtual. It's September 27th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Let's have 3 hours to sit down. Get your favorite breakfast food, your favorite breakfast beverage, brunch, whatever. And let's get this planned out. Let's get some systems in place. Let's talk about some systems we need to get in place so that we'll be prepared for get back on that horse. Go to bookbusinessboss.com, register today. It's only a $67 investment. You'll get the replays, you'll get handouts, you'll get my events book, things that you need, tools and resources that you need to help you get moving and continue to get moving in the fourth quarter and beyond. Book Business Boss Profit Masterclass coming up September 27th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You got time to get there. You got time to be there. Look, all you got to do is click on the Zoom link and let's go. All right. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. My prayer always is that you live your best life. Good morning, Ben. Good morning. You're in Nashville. Oh my gosh, you're close by. Uh, uh, Minister Peggy Dixon, blessings to you always. Hey, Tish, how you doing, love? I'm glad to see that you're on the mend. You're looking good. Yay! Prayers for you always. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings, blessings. All glory go to God. And I love you all. Appreciate you, even though those of you who are going to watch on the replay, blessings to you always. And my prayer always is that Jesus came that you may have life and have that life to the full, to abundantly and overflowing. And my prayer today, tomorrow, and always is that you live your best life. Be blessed. Until next time. Bye-bye.